All right. What's up, guys? Quick stock talk for Sunday. I'm going to do these every Sunday, or at least I try to. These are going to be the picks that I am watching personally this week. So if anyone wants to follow along or trade with me, these are going to be where I'm trading. So that's that. No real reason to go live and watch me trade because this is where I will be entering, and I'll tell you my stop loss for each one. All right, so looking at the 4 hour, Tesla's my first choice pick here. I'm already in this at 290. Obviously, the market has rallied up since then, bringing it up to a high of 315. 315 is a nice sell point. I did sell half there. I only have half my position left right now. I actually sold it once it came into my zone at 315 exactly. Right now, looking at the 4 hour, looking closer up here, Tesla is making higher highs and higher lows. As you see, it kind of bouncing off this old support, old resistance. As long as we stay above this 309 area, 309 to 308, that would be, I would cut it after 308 if it does close below there. Because that would show a lower high or a lower low. Sorry about that. So right now I'm still in it. If you were to enter in on this, I would wait for a pullback at least, or if you did enter right here at 311 or 312, my stop loss would still be at the same spot at 308. So that is just my 2 cents. 308 would be my stop loss. If you were going to play this tight, and then I would just see what happens once it tags you out. It's not still lost, just wait, see how it reacts, rethink your position. If it comes down to here at 305 and bounces, then you can always enter back in, but you don't want to be on this thing. People always seem to think they're like, oh, 306, 308, I won't cut it here. It's going to bounce at 305. And then 305, it doesn't bounce. So you just gave up $3 of profit, $3 of whatever amount of shares. If it's 50 shares, that's $150. So that's a pretty big deal. You could just have held on to that, and it's just icing on the cake. Just cut it. Don't just put your stop loss in immediately when you enter this trade. You're going to cut it here. Or position size that 1% down would be 304. So that way you would do a half position here at 308. And then a half position down here. And then if it breaks here and you like Tesla, cut it. Just cut it. Sorry, I don't care if you like Tesla or not. It doesn't matter. It's a stock. I don't care what you think. In my position, like I said, I'm in back here at 290. I'm planning on, again, once it gets up to this area here, probably I'll see how it opens up. If we open up in this range, I'll add to it. Same thing here. Probably with a pullback to 310, and then I would like to sell it again up here to 318. If it breaks this, you're going to see a bounce here at hopefully the 310 area or 315. See how it consolidates up, and I plan on holding this. If this keeps continuing to trend up, obviously this can change in a day. If you were to day trade this, I would just day trade it from 310 to 318 and sell 315, 317. That's a day trade. If you were to swing like me, I'm swinging it from 290, and my goal probably is going to be the 325 because that's a major area for Tesla. The reason why is if we look during the past, right here is the area I'm talking about. Old resistance, had some problems there, has bounced in this area here, and looking further back, zoom out. Yeah, this is an old resistance over here as well in this zone. It's a pretty significant area, the 320. So that's probably where I'll end up taking profit, see what it does to pull back. And then if we do that, we're headed up to my next zone, which I believe is 340. Yeah, 335, 340. So that's my play to Tesla, long until at least 325, 330. But that, as I said, stop loss 304 if you want to be graceful with it. I wouldn't even give that. Like I said, I would hold off to enter if you're going to have a stop loss that large. 308 would still be mine because that is the old resistance. And just hold off, see if it bounces. If it doesn't bounce at 305, cut it for sure, or don't enter. All right, sorry about that long-winded. Next one, and like I said, these are all the ones I own right now. So next one would be Facebook. I bought this in before. I've had this for a while. I've had this since back here. and it's a long-term hold on my other portfolio. If you guys are checking out other, Robinhood stuff like that, Webull just came out and has a great system. I'll probably switch over to them, to be honest. They have bracket orders, which is great. Stop loss, take profit areas. You can write on charting. I'll probably do a review once I get into it and get it funded here. Just starting at, but Facebook doing good. As long as we stay above this 160, 164, really, we're uptrending. I'm still in it. If we break this 164, I'll probably just take my profit. That's where my stop is at. As you see, it's kind of bouncing off this area, so we could continue the rally up. But as long as we stay above 164, Facebook's looking good. If it does cut there, I'll probably look to come down to the 159. If it breaks 159, I don't want to be in it because that's showing some weakness. And where I got 159 was just back here, this old support resistance, 159. Where are we looking? 159. So just a consolidation area. This is showing significance. Also, it didn't like to break the 155 here. So that's where I got this 155, and then the 159's up here, just the top of the zone. So old support, resistance, touch. Even back here was touching. When we sold off after earnings the first time, we were struggling here. So hopefully we just do this pattern and opposite. Obviously, we're a little overextended now, but I mean that should catch some momentum. All right, what else do I have right now? I am in JDST. JDST is pretty sold off. You're not going to be able to really see zones right now. JDXJ would be the one to look at and tell you why. We are pretty high up on this chart. Where are we? 32. So JDXJ is the opposite of JDST. So if we look at this zoomed in, let's just remove. Oops, that's not what I want. Clear drawing set. New chart. I don't even use this RSI. I don't even know why I have it up here. Whatever. All right, looking at the new chart here. Let's see for GDXJ. This follows gold, but sometimes it kind of does its own thing. Right there is a pretty major level. That's definitely without argument. And I would say this would be, let's see. Right there's a zone. Touch, touch, touch. Break in, never closing. That broke it. Stop lost out there. Touch, touch, touch. Broke above it, came back down below it. Wouldn't break above it, kind of was just consolidating there. So that's a pretty major area. That's probably where we're headed to. And then let's see, as you see, we kind of just trail sideways here. But that is showing significance right there. See how it kind of just trades in between here? And then once it breaks out, it definitely breaks out. Let's see here, right there. I want it down here. I guess I would do the wicks for this one. And then this would just be a resistance area, right? Huh. Well, definitely there. And then I would this would just be a resistance area. I'm just trying to see where's the best right there because it's bouncing right here and over here. That's just a resistance. So let's see, this looks a lot better now. Clean that up. Where are we at? Where are we going? All right, so we are right on top of this area, this zone here. It did break above it. We are just consolidating here. See here on the 1 hour is why I chose JDST for right now, also because of gold. This isn't looking very good. As you see, it's coming up, bouncing. This looks like a newer, lower high. And if this was a buy, it would have bounced here at the 32.50. See how it was an old resistance there, and it didn't. It broke below that. That's a lower low. That's a pretty. If you have a stop loss, I would probably. Would I have stopped out of that? I probably would have put my stop right below this pivot, to be honest with you. But I mean, really, you could have put it right here because it should have bounced right here, and it didn't. I might have even got stopped out of that and been frustrated. But I did enter a JDST at the end of the day because I saw this. So I'm looking for a break You could even enter JDST right now because it did recover. And then I'm looking to swing JDST when JDXJ is probably headed to here next. And definitely here. Yep. 3140. So if you want to play that, you can even play JDXJ. So that's why I find JDST kind of attractive, because I see this pulling back to this area here. So that would be where JDST would be my go-to. So I'll be watching that. That is a direct, that's a gold miner. That's the direct ETF, so it has no decay. Well, it has decay, but it's very minor. Okay, get it, minor. Skyworks. Yes. Okay, let's look at this. Now we're on the 1 hour because this is moving kind of. So this is nice. Then the 1 hour is nice because you can see this is more of an intraday, the 1 hour. Then 15 minutes where I would take actual position. 15 minutes where I decide that. 4 hours where I get these charting moments. 1 hour where I see how it's trending throughout the week. And then the 15 minutes where I take my position. Skyworks, I've been in this for a while as well. But looking if you were to trade this and where I'm going to add to it, staying above this 73.55, that's a good thing. So as long as we stay above this, 73.55 would be a nice entering spot. We'll see how it opens up. Right now, it showed rejection, bounced right off of it. So you could, if you were to take a position right now at the 73 or 74, I still has a way to go. You could scalp this, so 74 to 74.50, depending on how that goes. But we're kind of hitting this flat line right here. It's a major resistance. So where are we headed next? Right up to here. Yeah, that's great. See how that's a major zone, why we're bounced off there. As long as we stay above that, we're headed up to 75. 75 would be my first take profit. 76 would be my next. This area here, we're gonna hit this 76, 75, 70, and we're gonna bounce off that. So my take profit, if you're not going to cut your position down here, you're going to see pullback once it hits the 75.07, and then once again at the I'll probably take profit the 75.80 because that's going to be a major resistance. I'll probably just put my stop right below it at 75.50, and if we break above the 75, we're going to break out because that is a major spot back here. So Skyworks pretty good, 73.50 to 76. That's the with a stop loss right below here at the 73. So 50-cent stop loss, that's pretty good. You can make it more if you'd like, but that's where I would do if I was to day trade it. But I'm swing trading this one. Like I said, 76 is my goal. Next one I'm looking at, obviously natural gas and all that. I am in UGAS right now. And if we were to look at that, the reason why is just because it came down to this major area, which I actually found on the daily. Oh, that looks great. On the daily, where are we? We're at the 2725. And if you look at the daily here, guys, pretty darn low. So not saying that's going to help, but broke this daily trend line. And where I got that area was right here. Okay, that's not right. Move drawing. Move drawing. So right here on the daily. Why? Because I touched over here as well. So that would be just a major area right here. And that is why I entered UGAS at the end of the day. I see a pullback coming from right here. All right, looking again at CL is another one. I know I talked about this Friday really quick, but we'll look at this really quick here. We're staying above this level. I see this becoming a breakout as long as we trail up. This was a frustrating one because I did enter DWT and it came down to here. I was in the money. I was like, oh yeah, and look at this perfect bounce off this old resistance here. and shot back up. News came out, and I put my stop under here. That's actually right here was where it was at because it was trailing here and I was struggling. And news came out, and the thing shot down, then shot right back up. I did enter a DWT up in this area here for a small scalp for just a few cents, and then I got stopped out. And then I saw this kind of holding. You see how this is an old, like this is like, we need to stay above this, really. Stay above this area here. Mainly because it looks like it's building a new support. So I'm in a very manageable position of UWT right now. And I just see this trending up. And where will I be taking profit? I'll be taking profit up here at the 55 area. And the reason why is because peak right here, 55. So, and as you see, look at that. You see that old support bounce here? That's where we bounce again on the daily, or again today over here. Back here, over here. So that's why that is a significant level. It looks like we're building a base. Should come up to the 55.85. And once we break out from there, we should head straight up. So not straight up, but we should have a breakout to the upside. So that's why I'm in UWT for the weekend. Let's see here. I'll wrap this up. Amazon had their earnings. Another one I'm playing. They beat their earnings, but they had missed guidance or something. Right now that we're right above this zone, but if I was to put a buy order in, I would put my buy order at 615. Stop loss below, it's 1610. Risk the $5. That's pretty good for a $1,600 stop. And then I would ride it up to the 1650. So that one is 1615 to 1650, $45 a share. That's okay. For those playing Amazon, that is what I would do. If it breaks below the 1610, really, yeah, 1605, 1610, I would cut it there because it's headed down to 1590, and you don't need to hold it. There's no need to hold it that long. All right, I'll go over one or two more here, and then I'll cut this really quick. All right, here, let's look at ATVI. That's one that's like, a lot of people are talking about this one. So let's take a look at it and why it's so attractive here, guys. And let's erase this stuff. Clear drawing set. Yeah, I don't need that. That's boring. All right, let's take a look at a little closer up. What's it doing right now? Kind of just trending sideways. So what's a major area we need to be looking at? I'm looking at 4 hour. There's more significance in the 4 hour. It looks cleaner. That's why I'm doing it. All right. So as of right now, so 43.60. That's not good. Hopefully it doesn't get down to there again. So we're seeing a lot of wicks right here. Right here. Right. Looks like we're just like bouncing. Not really moving much for ATVI. Look at that wick there. That is some seriously strong manipulation. The bank's like, yeah, I want a good entry. Boom. And then what goes up to here. That is ridiculous there. That would have stopped me out there. That wick there, that's ridiculous. Just looking at where the candles close. Obviously right here would be a, I don't really like making it that large. Trying to see how many times, where has the candles. We'll just do support resistance right now because that's going to be a little easier for this one. Obviously that's a resistance right here. That'd be an actual zone because it just struggled there. Which means the bottom is going to be an area 2. See, right. I'm just gonna do that support right there because it's trying to find his own, but I'm not really liking that. The chart's not really the clearest. Support there, resistance. Resistance there. guess that would be a zone, as you see multiple rejections at the top side of this area. And the bottom as well. That's going to be a tough one to break. And right now we're in a buy area. Technically, we are in a buy. I have this my buy. That's pretty large. I don't like how large that is, but they're almost two separate areas. I would put these almost as two separate areas. I'm trying to see exactly. I haven't been low this low in a while. See how it just came to here and just came right back up. Came back here, came right back up. Maybe if we look at the 1 hour, that would help me out for this. We might have to dive a little closer in this because it's just kind of chopping right now for ATVI. Definitely has a lot of potential for sure. There's no doubt about that. No one needs to argue on how much potential it has. Looking at this week though, what do we got coming up here? Earnings. That could be a catalyst to shoot this thing up because it's so beaten down. I mean, you have a risk of $43, $40 and 46, and the rewards like $70, $80. I know it was trending up to that area here. Right there is going to be a resistance. And down here, where is a nice buy? I want to see how many times it's almost like this whole area is a buy area. Maybe I'm gonna get a little closer in where the wicks are. I guess right there, you see how it bounced over here, rejection, rejection, rejection. Wick came down here. I would have stopped out on that one. That was manipulation. Well, as of right now, we're kind of in this buy area. That's a large buy area, though. I really don't like that. But I would just do a position size. So what I would do with this, because we just do a lot of chopping in this area here, is I would be taking a position size smaller up here. And then I would do a full position size here, stop loss at $45 flat. Probably right below these wicks, actually, 44.90. So that is where I would do my full position right there. Yeah. Sorry I'm taking so long on this one. Just guess I'd make it a little tighter there. All right, there we go. Enter half zone 45.69, full position 45.26, and cut it at 44.90. That is what I do for ATVI. See how it came in here, kind of bounced and went back up. That is where I would be looking for in regards to ATVI. Reason it bounced there is because it bounced in this area here before. If that makes sense. But we need to start making some lower highs. And right now we are just kind of going down, as you see here. Kind of just trailing sideways with lower highs. Definitely lower high here. That's not good. So this thing might even shoot. This is not for those who are in this as of right now. I would definitely wait until it hits the 45, below 46. I would not be entering in this before 46. If you did enter in here, your stop loss is still down here, just letting you know. So that's just the way you play it. And for a day trade, take profit at 47. For a swing trade, you definitely see how it reacts there, but we need to start making higher highs. We should see a reverse pattern of this. As of right now, we're just kind of moving down in this down channel. But I would say $50 would be my take profit if you were to swing this. But we're gonna have to see where it goes. So like I said, day trade 47, 48 is gonna be the hardest area for it to break. And once it breaks that, we should be smooth sailing to the $50 range. So $4 risk reward is pretty good. You have $46 if you're entering now. You have a $2 loss with a $4 gain. Actually, you really only have a $1 loss because I'd cut it at 45. So you have a $1 risk for $4 of reward. So that's why that's a good trade as well. I think that's pretty much it for right now. I know we'll look at this one like abbreviated because we're gonna have earnings on it. or where is it? Oops, CLX. So this is Clorox, and this has earnings coming up, so this could be a catalyst. So for those looking at earnings, where could this thing shoot up to? If you were to play this during the earnings call and see where it actually heads up to. Okay, so when you play earnings, you really want to be on a larger time frame. If you were to play this like pre-market, it's hard, a little hard, going to be harder to fill, obviously, because it's going to be low volume. But obviously, over here, this area here is going to be pretty major. Right here was a pretty major zone as well. Actually, I'm looking at the candles where it closed. That's where I'm looking at. Yep, right there. It's going to be a pretty major area there because we did a lot of consolidation there until we broke out of that. See if we zoom out of this, that would help me out. Because we kept a base right there. And then we wouldn't break above here. So that makes this area very strong because it's not liking to stay above or below there. Didn't like to close below there. Oop, that was a little high. Supply and demand was right there. That's an area down there. I guess I would be doing the wicks on this one. Move drawing. So that way it's the body, but it's these wicks here. So that's an area to be known for right there. Just to be aware of. As you see, it kind of bounced a little below that, but came back up, didn't close above that. So that's a good sign there. If this thing shot down, we could definitely shoot down to this area here. And how many times did it touch over here? So if we were to look at this, because like on the earnings, this thing can shoot pretty darn good. As you see over here, that was the last earnings. It went all the way from 142 to 151. That's a pretty big move right there. That's why that's a big area. This whole spot here is going to be something to look out for. All right, there we go. So that's where it could bounce all the way down to there in this area here at the 143. If earnings are crazy, if earnings are also crazy, need to get above this pretty major resistance here. Why so? Why so? That's a bad candle right there. You don't want to see that candle ever. It's not good. It's not good. Why did we get rejected there? That just looks like a volume spike. That looks good. Kind of making this base here. Buy area would be down here. Touch over here, touch. Kind of broke below it, but touch still. So we're right in this area. So we need to really see how earnings does. If earnings shoots up to here, I would sell at the 154. If it shoots down to any of these areas here, the 144. So buy 144, sell at 154. That's a $10 range there, guys. It can move that far for earnings. So that's my one earnings play. Watch your pre-market if you want to. Go from there. But this is also a nice long-term hold if you wanted to. As you see, it's consistently trending up. So anyways, guys, a little longer than I expected. Hope you all enjoyed this. Just a little breakdown, watching 2x speed. Hope to see all you guys on the charts this week. Good luck.